want to cover the constant bear, because a lot of people ask about constant bear. This is something I didn't do yesterday. This is a famous ZHENG thing. Constant bear is where, okay, Professor Zheng is famous for having boiled down everything into 37 moves. And then he had a patient who was really sick, who couldn't even do the 37 moves. You know, we have some tricky postures there. So he boiled down even further into something called changxiong, which is constant bear. This has all of the 5 principles that I exemplified at the start of this mini session. Body upright, relax, beautiful lady's hand, turn the waist, separate away. It's got all of them. There are 2 versions of it though. One version is the front-loaded version. So obviously I start just like the quiet standing we already covered. Then I turn my waist, and I've got the waist turned to some degree. I've got the weight coming into the right, so that this is empty. My hands are in beautiful lady's hand. My body's upright. So you see I've got all 5 principles, right? And then all you do is gently turn, like this. And you can turn a little more or less, depending how athletic you are. Just notice that your foot is losing all its weight on the turn. This is the less effective version of this. This is the front-loaded constant bear, okay? What you want to do is make sure your arms are relaxed. Some people have a tendency to kind of have their arms out. There's no need for that, but you don't swing them either. The arms should not pick up their own momentum. A lot of people do this with a more athletic swing, like this. That is not optimal if energy is your purpose. It's better to keep your arms in concert with the weight. Don't let your arms by momentum exceed your waist turn. So it's like, see how my arms are exceeding my waist turn? Don't let that happen. Keep them conscious. It's the beautiful lady's hand that will keep your arms conscious. This is the front-loaded version. Okay? Now, I'll show you the back-loaded version. The back-weighted version is much more effective. The back-weighted version is this. You see the difference? I'm coming on the back weight here. Before it was the front weight. I was turning into the weighted side from the front. Now I'm turning into the weighted side from the back. This will sort of naturally tend to raise the foot here. So you see, I'm coming into it from the back. My foot is, let it raise. You know, you don't want to raise up. So you can prove that you're single weighted just by letting it raise. Or you can say, how far can I raise it and still keep contact? Just a ½ centimeter. This is the back-weighted version. This version is far more powerful for putting the energy through your legs, your arms, and everything. So you can do either way, and if you look on YouTube, you'll see both. You'll also see people who turn this into a stationary cloud hands, which is fine. You know, you can do the cloud hands with this. But actually, if you just do the back-weighted version of this, you will really feel the energy, especially in the dantian, and through the legs, arms. So, what I recommend if you're going to do constant bear, do the back-weighted version.
So it looks basically like the shiko, it's just without the legs.
Yes, it's a mini shiko. Right, exactly. Especially the back-weighted version, as I think you were saying, right? Because if you let it do what it wants to do, what it really wants to do is lift up. Because you're so relaxed, you'll feel it wants to just float up by itself. So it becomes very much like the shiko. The only difference, yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's just for a little bit less athletic. It helps your mind in a certain way because you have to calibrate at a more microscopic level. And you can alternate. See? You can do the back for a while, then you can change to the front. So, any questions about any of these? Okay, well, you all saw it yesterday. So. Okay.
So I can ask a question?
Yeah.
So related to that, do you, when you're turning, do you leave the empty foot at rest, or do you lift it so it's just a touch?
This is the key thing. What I do is you go to this, and then it should, first of all, it has no weight. So basically, it starts as a rest. Then I feel it has so much energy, it wants to float up by itself, you know? So even though there's a slight muscular engagement to make that happen, it feels like an energetic engagement. So what I do is a version of mud step. Now, if the people know ZHENG, they have this mud stepping, okay? Where they go like this and they circle around like that. It's a very good thing. And they tell you, you know, just keep bare contact with the floor as you do this mud stepping thing. The problem is they're tense up here. Everyone's tense up here as they do this. They're like this, you know? And then they have a walking version too. This is a way to get that effect. So Jake, what you're saying is, when you come here, raise it so that you just have one molecule left in contact with the floor. This will really help your mind, and you will really feel the energy come through there. Right? Back weight it, raise it up to the point that it's just a molecular centimeter above the floor. Okay? That's the real back weight. And as Robert said, you will feel eventually this is the Qigong, because you'll feel the line of energy coming straight the way. Even if we did a super, hyper kind of high Qigong, you'd feel it right across there in the same way.